Alright guys, well you may be wondering why I just had you guys watch me put together 2 luggage racks, and this is the reason. I'd been looking for a set of kayak stands on Amazon, and they were all like around $50 to $60. After thinking about exactly what kayak stands were, there was no way that they warranted the cost of almost $60 to $70 for a set of stands. So instead, I wanted to try these out. These are just your standard like hotel luggage racks. I bought a set of 2. It was like $20 or $30. I'll have a link in the description. And clearly it is working just fine as a kayak stand. Now, if you clicked on this video, you know what this is all about. I got a brand new kayak for the channel, and I'm super excited to show you guys all about it. And for any of you John Boat build watchers, don't worry, I'll have an update for that at the end of this video. It's still being worked on alongside any other projects I got going on. As you can see, I haven't even looked at this myself. I picked this up at Tractor Supply and haven't touched it since, so I'm really excited to dig into this with you guys. I used to have Crescent kayaks. They were really awesome paddling kayaks, and I liked it a lot. However, it was also 13.5 foot, and it became really cumbersome to use as a solo kayaker, loading and unloading things like that. And I ended up selling it last year because once I got into the boat building, I hadn't been using it. However, I'm really itching to get back out on a kayak, and I wanted to try something a little bit different this time. All right, so right off the bat, this is the Lifetime Manta Kayak from Tractor Supply. They also sell this in Walmart for about $50 cheaper, but it doesn't have this really cool blue color that I wanted. All right, so let's go over some of the features on why I picked this specific kayak. First consideration was I didn't want to spend a fortune. My last Crescent kayak was like $1,500 or something along those lines, and while it was really nice quality, it just wasn't the kind of investment I wanted to make for just some general hobby kayaking, but not necessarily my main boating setup. It has, I think, a 36-inch width, which, if you know anything about John boats, 1436 boats have a 36-inch width bottom. So this is essentially around the same stability as a 1436 John boat, which I thought was pretty cool. So starting from the back here, some things I really like about it right off the bat is that they have built-in wheels. I thought that was really, really cool. That way you can pull it in and out of the water without destroying your skeg. It also makes loading it in and out of the truck and transporting it to the water a heck of a lot easier. Now, if you really just didn't want the wheels, they are removable. The entire assembly can just come off and it would just be the normal rear end of a kayak. But for my purposes, they are definitely going to be staying on. We have a nice storage area in the back along with a battery tray. We have built-in angled rod holders, so the rods sit towards the back. That way it doesn't get in your way of paddling, or if you're only using one pole at a time, it won't get in your way of casting. Now, this does come with a paddle, which was pretty cool. I actually already purchased myself a different paddle. I'll go over that in a minute. I have a specific paddle in mind that I really like for fishing. It has a nice sit-on-top seat. This is not the molded seats or the seats that have like the straps to keep you up. This is a full-framed angler seat. Built-in EVA foam, so I don't need to add any of that. It has adjustable foot pedals, more rod holders, built-in tracks, a built-in paddle holder, built-in tracks up front. This is a standing strap, so if you want to stand up while you're sitting in the seat, this helps you stand up if you aren't as agile to just do it without assistance. In addition to that, we have a really nice dry storage up top. It comes with this insert tray here that lets you, this could actually come out if you wanted to work in the front of the boat, for example, installing a fish finder or things like that. But it also has drainage, so if water does get in here, it will drain right through. However, this is a sealed hatch lid here, so this should, in theory, stay pretty waterproofed. And again, this just comes down and then straps down. And on the front, we have a nice metal molded in carrying handle for moving it around. This is what's called a tunnel hull. So it has 2 basically pontoons that go down each side of the kayak. So this gives you incredibly good stability. Now, the downside of a tunnel hull is that it's definitely going to be a little bit harder to paddle than a standard V-shaped kayak. But this is going to be specifically for fishing, troller motoring, and light paddling. So I'm not looking for a performance kayak with this. I'm not planning on taking this down any rapids or anything along those lines. Okay, so before we get into the really exciting thing about this kayak, let me show you the paddle that it comes with and the one I upgraded to. So this is the included paddle. It's the Lifetime Light Elite 240 centimeter. So this, I think, is an aluminum frame. It feels pretty light. It's not too bad. It has different angles you can attach this to if you wanted your blades offset. And once it's installed, it's pretty firm. It's not bad. I don't feel any play in the handle itself. The paddles are pretty standard. It's got a nice scoop to them. And overall, I think that they're pretty nice paddles. It has the water guards here, so when you tip your paddle up, the water doesn't rush down the pole. It stays up top here. And overall, it's a really sufficient budget paddle that comes with this kayak. And for the price of this, it's actually really cool that it even comes with a paddle. Now, since I'm going to be focusing on fishing with this kayak, this is the paddle that I ended up buying. If you've watched any of my previous kayak content, you probably already know what this is. This is the Backwater Assassin carbon fiber paddle setup. I absolutely love this on my last kayak. Some notable features are the ridged edge. This is so invaluable for pushing off logs in the bank or rocks and things like that. Rather than having a smooth paddle blade that can slip off of surfaces, this digs into wood that gives you a really solid push off point. And if you're fishing the bank and the current is pushing you into it, this is a great way to get yourself out of any times that you get stuck. Additionally, it has a hook in the paddle. This is really great for kind of the same reason, where instead of pushing off things, this helps you pull onto things. So if there's another kayaker you're trying to fish with, you can grab onto their kayak and pull them to you. Or if there's a lure stuck in a branch, you can push this into the wood, pull your lure back. There's just so many times that this comes in handy. You wouldn't think it, but it is really just an invaluable thing when it comes to fishing. It also has the water guards here, and the handle itself is carbon fiber. This is so incredibly light, it makes it such a pleasure to use. So this has a 10 centimeter adjustability. I went with the 250 to 260 setup for my wingspan, but they also sell this in smaller sizes. It's a little bit more pricey than some of the basic paddles, but it makes up for it in functionality tenfold. It's still not going to be as expensive as some of like the bending branches paddles, for example, but if you're looking for a really quality and very, very useful fishing paddle, I highly recommend this one. And none of this video has been sponsored in any way. This is just my opinion and real world use of this paddle. Yeah, just holding them next to each other, I mean, this is just so light. It's really incredible. Okay, with the paddle aside, I'm really excited to show you what's in this bag here. Like I mentioned, this kayak has been designed from the ground up for use with a trolling motor, and this is their included trolling motor mount. On this side of the kayak, there are some divots in the plastic here. These aren't manufacturing defects. These are actually the drill spots that correspond to this mount. You drill out the 3 holes. It comes with bolts for these 3 holes, and then this rod holder here pops off to give you complete access to this area for the 4th bolt that goes on the end here to really lock this down and make it a very secure side-mounted trolling motor. Not everyone is a fan of side-mounting trolling motors. They can get in the way, they can offset the balance of the kayak, and they're just a little bit different to steer your boat than if you had a transit-mounted trolling motor. However, I think I found a way to alleviate most of those problems by going with a very unique and specific trolling motor. So what I have here is the Haswing W20 kayak trolling motor. This is designed specifically for small boats, and it is a fraction of the weight of a standard size trolling motor. This entire setup only weighs about 6 pounds. I don't know how they were able to do that. It is only a 20-pound thrust, but for a kayak, that should be more than enough. But yeah, it's 6 pounds. It's so incredibly light. I couldn't even believe there was a trolling motor in this box. For comparison, a 30-pound Minn Kota trolling motor weighs roughly 20-something pounds, and a 55 is like 28 to 30 pounds. So the weight difference is just astronomical on this. This is about the weight of a heavy gearbox or like a light battery, for example. So I am not going to have any issues with side-to-side weight balance by mounting this on the side of the kayak. The other thing I like about this is that the handle is stowable. When you're not using it, it just folds right down, which makes storage of this super easy. You can take it right off your kayak and lay it inside if you want to do that. Or when this thing is stowed, it will click up and into the boat and you won't even notice it's there. So I'm really excited to try this out on the water, see how this works. As just a great, affordable, ultra light trolling motor, I'm really excited to give this one a try. Check out this little itty bitty prop it comes with. I thought that was so cool. Alright guys, so this is the first look at the Lifetime Manta Angler's Kayak. I am really excited to get this on the water, show you guys my first paddle test, try out and install that new trolling motor, and show you all the things this kayak has to offer. One more thing I wanted to mention is that this kayak is brand new. It only came out last year towards the end of the season, so there's not a lot of content about it online yet, and there's certainly no groups based around it either. I ended up creating a Facebook group for this when I first got it, just to see if we can get any owners together to show off mods and ideas and things like that. So if you're interested in joining the group, I'll have a link in the description for you guys to check it out. Also, I'll have links to the kayak, the trolling motor, the paddles, and the luggage stands if you guys wanted to check out any of that as well. If you guys want to see some on the water tests, checking out the trolling motor, installing new parts, and rigging it out, don't forget to drop me a comment below. I want to know if you guys are actually interested in kayak content. I haven't done it for a while. I've been focused on boats, but I thought that this would be really fun to get this back into the rotation on the channel. So if so, make sure you drop me a comment below letting me know you want to see more kayak content, and also specifically what you're looking to see. Now, if you guys are just here for the boat content, I've got a really great update on this for you. I am working really hard on getting this water ready. I actually just got it registered about 2 days ago, so we're almost there. I've got some really great ideas to show you for the live well system and doing something with the through hole connection. I've got the outboard transom mount ready to go. This is going to be able to get reinstalled back on the boat, and then pretty much this thing is going to be ready to take it out and test on the water. I'll have a full video dedicated to both of these topics coming out really soon. Until then, I just wanted to show you guys the new kayak, and I really hope that you're interested in checking it out just like I am. Alright guys, well if you're new to the channel, my name's Mike. I do boating, fishing, and kayak content. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. If you guys have any ideas for the kayak, I'm all ears. If you want to see more videos with the kayak, like I said, don't forget to leave me a comment below so I know you're interested. Alright, thanks for watching. Oh man, look at that. That sucks. Oh. What a shame. They fricked that up at the store.